Hi everyone, Aldbar here. This is my solo walkthrough and guide to the level 17 heroic quest, the Underlane Assignment, on the Elite difficulty. Enjoy. Hi everyone, Warjack here. This quest is part of the Soul Splitter expansion pack. This takes place on the Sharn docks. This quest was submitted as a request by one of the channel viewers, and if you have any quest that you would like me to solo or make a guide about, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section.
You've reached the residential complex the Inquisitive told you about. Now to find the people responsible for the kidnappings.
This quest has a few random elements that change and a few fixed elements.
The splintered remains of the door suggest that you may not be the only one looking for this kidnapper.
Make sure before you get started is to walk into this room on the side. Read this first note on the floor.
The page you found points you to your next destination, the gate in the central tower of Underlane.
There is an optional objective to read all the notes. The first note is in this fixed location at the corner of the room. This map is also semi-shared by the quest Safety in Numbers. But then you start on the other side. Over here, this room on the right is the first quest objective and the optional note. Second optional note is right around the first corner.
Things seem strangely quiet as you enter the Underlane neighborhood.
One of the quest objectives is to collect these crests. They will be protected by two gnolls and a gargoyle. Well, usually.
Start heading your way.
If you run into two gnolls or a gargoyle, that will be an indication that there is a crest someplace nearby. The location of the crest is semi-random. That means it has a list of fixed locations and it will be in one of those. So knowing all the fixed locations can save you a lot of time. I'll do my best to show whatever I know at least. Okay. The first crest is located behind one of these three doors. You can use the select next and figure out which one it is without opening the door. But there's nothing to lose by just opening up the door. This first room also has a collectible in it. The collectible is fixed, it's always there. There you go. Now you see I've got 3 more crests to find. I'll just show the other rooms. There's nothing here really. This quest can be very confusing because it's actually huge. It's not only the sizes of the map, but it also has a vertical element to it. Here in this little area on the map is where you find the third note. Okay, so far we've done first hidden note, second, and third. Now we're going to enter this underground passage. We don't have to come back
This area seems to be a part of the city's
to the start
massive
anymore.
water purification system. Another group of ruffians singles you out and heads your way.
when you come out of this underground passage, there will be a locked door. You can either pick it or go get the key. I'm going to show you what the key is.
Frightened faces disappear from nearby windows as another band of ruffians calls you out. Someone's intent on stopping you.
This next chunk of the map has also one crest in a random location, well, semi-random location, and I'll do my best to show the different options. Like I mentioned before, if you do run into gnolls, that'll be a dead giveaway as to the location of the crest. Anyways, this is where the crest was this time. Also, you can see this corner, this end corner, is where the key is. This is always in the same location. We're going to come back to that area later. For now, I'm just going to climb up on this little wooden tower over here and get a collectible. Okay. Also, you can get up to the second ramp from here. So you got a good jump. Fine. So now we've done, well, this is the first crest. The second crest is someplace here. And now we're going to move on to the third section.
You enter the central tower of Underlane, only to find your path blocked by even more ruffians.
If you walk in, go left, there's a collectible on the floor. There's a few different groups of enemies over here. You can fight them one at a time, or you can just gather them all up together, depending on, well, splash DPS or single target, whatever is best for you.
all of his
Okay, as you can see, this gate has 2 light signals above it. One is right next to it. The other one you have to go snooping around for. It's over here. This is a fixed location. While you're at it, this little pool right next to the switch has a collectible at the bottom end.
Still more subs block the passage out.
Here we've got another
Tower
note.
area.
Again, this is a fixed location.
They do love their bottlenecks.
Oh, here I've got 2 of these gnolls that came down to attack me. That will be an indication that the crest in this quest, well, at least this instance, is someplace right over here. I can't access it right now because I don't have a source lead. I'll have to come back and get it soon. Source lead is that green thing that the gnoll's standing on. Here, when you pass this area, you should be down to only having 1 note left. The final note is in the end room. So, if you don't have 1 note left, you've missed one already.
The gate to this small dwarf community is bolted shut.
Occasionally, there will be a crest inside of that little dwarven community.
This small house Cannith work area looks like a good place to rest.
Also, if you're enjoying this video, please hit like and subscribe. It takes me lots of time to learn these runs, and I run them multiple times until I get it down good. And I'd appreciate it very much if you could show your support. Thank you. Yeah, I can see the gargoyle. I'll come back and get him later. I need some way to fly up and get to him. I mean, I can kill him from down here, but I can't go up and get the crest without a source lead.
This group looks far more determined to stop you. You must be getting close. You approach the entrance to a fortified tower. Could this be the old South Fort the thugs were referring to?
Where we're standing right here is where the exit or the end of the quest is. Well, we can't go through the door yet because we don't have all 4 crests. We need to go collect them first. But this location on the map, it's south on the map. There's a like purple marker on the map, and that's where you need to end up at the end. So right here, we'll have to come back here soon. Very important, you need to talk to this guy.
The door is sealed by 4 magical sockets, recently installed by the looks of them. Perhaps you can find their crests back in the Underlane neighborhood.
Talking to him will spawn the source sleds. First of all, we're going to go down this sewer area.
The dank stench
If
of
you take
sewage
a left
fills the
and then
air.
again a left, there's a dead end where sometimes has the gargoyle with the crest. Also, if you don't have a source sled and you walk through this water, it will make you go slow. So you should stick to the gap between the water
The pipe
and the wall.
opens up into a massive catch basin. You can hear the distant echoes of movement. The air grows suddenly hot, and whispers fill the area.
Here we get locked in with a Forge Wraith. And if you come in here with a source sled, you get to kind of cheese this fight. Apparently these guys can't fly, they just have feather falling. So when you see them coming down at you, swooping down, that's like feather falling. They don't actually fly up though. They're all stuck to the ground.
Forge Wraith lets out a
And
wave,
like halfway through the
and
fight,
refuse in
he
the
summons
basement
some
begins
friends.
to stir.
He's red named or orange, whatever. The rest are much weaker.
With a final
This area is an optional. It does give you a bit of XP and a chest. We don't have to do this. Still, you might need to go down and go left and left to see if the crest is over there, but you don't have to go to the right and fight these Forge Wraiths. You can just skip this area. There's actually a few optional areas in this quest, and it's important to know which ones might contain a crest and which ones don't. Okay, let's continue on to the rest of the map. Now if you look at the map, between the purple dot and that pole is a good place to stand. We're going to fly up, and from there we should be able to see all the possible locations where we might have the crest. You've seen it already probably. It's all the way up there. Any place that can potentially, any place up high who can potentially have the gnolls and the gargoyle will have one of these big crystal blocks. That's not a source sled. This green one who's bigger than all the other ones, and like that will mark the location as a potential spawning spot. So you can look around and look for that big green blob. Also, this guy's really annoying. He's flying too high. Can't hit him. I'm gonna keep on refreshing my source sled. Okay, next up on the map, we've got this little cubby hole, and then the corner right next to it, there's a door where you can enter. Right on the corner, there's this locked door who leads you inside of a tower. This again is a optional, but you'll have to have open lock or knock, and there's also traps. Here I'm showing a nice trick. So first of all, you can disable the traps that are on the stairs, but just in case you don't have somebody to disable these traps, you can actually cheese it by using the source sled and flying high enough, so you can just fly over the traps. You don't have to step on the stairs. So as long as you've got enough time on it, you can just completely avoid a trap. Here, I've bypassed it completely. I'm just going back because I want the XP for disabling it. Finally, all the way at the bottom, there'll be a third trap who's right in the entrance to the room. You can't disable that one, and the source sled is not going to help you. So you're going to have to take some damage or evade the trap. And this door's locked, of course. Trying to fly up might help you. inside the dead end. There's also like a little exit over here that leads to nowhere, but it's pretty cool. Take a screen capture of that and ask somebody a trivia question of where is that. Also, the top of the stairs is a short dead end. Well, now you've seen it all. Okay, next up, we've got this little cubby hole and one above it. Both of them have collectibles. One of them also has some gold. I'm just gonna fly over everything. I don't know why I went the wrong way, but whatever. Here we go. Here's the first little corner. This one, there's on the bottom floor, there's this locked gate. You'll have to knock or pick, and it's not really exciting. There's just like a little box, little chest, but it only contains coins. There's nothing else except for coins inside. Now the floor above it, coming from the other side, there's a collectible at the end. Okay, now we're done with this corner. We'll go to the one right above it. Little corner on the map. Over here, on the bottom floor, coming from the right, turn left, and there's a collectible. Now all the way at the end of the map, we go into this like tunnel area. This is actually the entrance to the quest, Safety in Numbers. You start the quest from this side of this map. You only get like half the map available to you. So this version of the map is the whole thing. Not only is it the whole thing, you also have the height as an element in the quest, making this quest technically much, much bigger. And the amount of time you can spend in here, especially getting lost or looking for Chris, can be really frustrating. It's huge.
A cacophony of whirring machinery echoes up from below. The elevator gate is locked tight.
Also, this room is empty. There's nothing interesting here. And other than the kills, there's no reason to come to this area. Okay, now we've got an optional chest. And first we need to open up a switch. So, if you look on the map, right next to this purple dot, we're going to fly all the way up. Now we're going to look for two bridges one on top of each other. And you'll see one of the bridges at the end, it's lit up. That's because there's a switch. Now we're going to go back towards the light over there where that little hidden garden is. That should bring us back to the center where the end of the quest is. And from here, we're going to take a right. As soon as we leave the pillars, we're going to go up, and this brings us to this opening, who is now opened because we pulled that lever. At the end, we get a collectible and a chest. Okay, time to take care of this guy. As I mentioned before, I could have killed him before, but it wouldn't help me. I still need to get the source lid so I can get the crest. And the source lids don't spawn until you talk to the guy next to the central tower. That's it, we've got all the crests. Try to explain the different areas. So, the first zone is right over here. There's like 3 doors. So the crest is going to be in one of those 3. Second zone is this little area over here. Third is this entire area. You can have the crest sometimes in this little dwarven community, and sometimes it's in the sewer right over here. And the fourth zone is right over here to the left, where we found the other one. Now, one other thing happens once you get the guy to spawn the source lids. There's an optional pops up, but you have to backtrack for it. Also over here, you can go over the gate now. This is where we opened up the 2 light switches to get through the gate. You can fly back over it, assuming you have a source lid. If you're having a hard time finding the crest in this area, here's my recommendation. If you stand up here between these tall, thin towers, okay, stand like around here and you slowly turn around. It can be on one of those 3 edges, down at the bottom over there where we found it, in the pool, on the top of the scaffolding, on the other side next to the building, or on one of these 3 ledges. Now we're going to go back to this passage, and you'll see that now it spawned this big construct. You get locked in here. If it's high difficulty, you can just stand up over here and just cheese this fight. You don't have to risk anything. He just gets stuck down at the bottom and you can range him. This is something you discover when you're frantically looking for crests after spending an hour in this quest and not knowing where to go. And you run all the way back to the beginning and run past this guy. And oh, surprise. Other than that, there's no reason why you'd come back here.
Grinding sound finally stops as the worker construct crashes to the ground.
Now finally I'm going to take care of this area. This optional area. We've got the key from right over here at the end. You can just pick this door also. First you get the switch. This turns on the laser, the relay laser. At the beginning, they make it easy. You only have to click it once, then you have to start clicking it a few times. Okay, here we've got 2 crystals, and they're locked behind the doors on both sides. So we can use this laser to open up one of the 2 sides. can't have both of them open at the same time. So you'll have to open one side, pull the switch inside, and come back out. Gotta be careful over here. I don't want to step accidentally into the laser and stand there too long. I'll get zapped, so I'm gonna change positions so I'm not with my back to that thing. Some of these guys cast flesh to stone. They've zapped me once, but apparently not this time. Okay, so now I've got the switch in this room. Now we're going to turn the relay crystal to open up the other side. This side we've got a puzzle. Puzzle is a Simon Says puzzle, and it unlocks the switch. Simon Says basically is I'm going to have to repeat the pattern I see. And you have to light up all three. Or alternatively, I can just skip this whole thing and just pick lock. Easy peasy. That's it. Now I've opened up this first door. Now when you walk through this first door, you get to, again, two doors. One of them is currently open. You can see there's a trap over here, and there's a floor tile puzzle. Now there's this red crystal. You might think it goes to the door on the other side, but it's not. It just goes to the trap. So you get the light to pass through this side rather than the side with the red crystal. This is one of the easiest puzzles ever. Another thing you can get wrong is think that the red crystal is helping you. That's it. That's the left side. Now for the right side, you go back here, and again you turn the relay crystal, because what happens is both doors on either side are connected. So either both right doors are open or both left doors are open. Again, on the right side you get to fight a whole bunch of constructs. The left side you have those puzzles, so it's either the Simon Says or the floor tile puzzle. Gotta say that this entire area is one big optional area, and you only do this for fun. This is not something you're doing because you have to, and I think a lot of players accidentally come in here thinking that they'll find some kind of quest objective, spend a lot of time, and come out really confused when nothing happens. Okay, we've got the door open, and here we go. A bunch of these worker constructs. Luckily, they don't fit through the door. I don't know if this was intentional or simply an oversight, but I like it, so. Anytime you can cheese a quest in a fun way, I'm all for it. And this room is basically empty, but you do get a chest, so that was it. That's all there is. This entire area gives you no XP. It does add to your kill count, and well, you get to experience some different puzzles. But basically that's it. I mean, if you love this stuff, yeah, great. Man, I love this ice skating thing. And well, now we're gonna head to the end. I've got to say that now that I've done this quest a whole bunch of times, all in all, this quest is really not that complicated. But it's one of those quests you have to invest some time in before you know it good, and are no longer intimidated or confused by it.
You can hear frightened whispers ahead.
Also, I'm really glad they don't have hundreds of breakables all over the quest. So having just a few of them here and there is okay. Here we've got a quest objective to open up those cages, but I'm going to leave it.
So, you're the ones disrupting my operations. You don't look so tough.
This guy has two sidekicks. I like getting rid of them first. They spam a lot of trash and they're annoying. I didn't find this guy to be too tough. He seemed okay. As soon as you kill this guy, it completes the objective. But I want to get the optional first.
Torture equipment and strange machinery fills this room.
I want to complete all the optionals, well, in this case, finding the last note before the quest ends, so that's why I skipped on releasing the Warforged. So now I'm going to go back and get him. You don't have to enter these rooms, just open up the lever.
You open the gate, but the Warforged trapped inside don't seem to notice. You open the prison gate.
And that's it.
Several Warforged murmur.
Please note I've repeated this quest a few times, so
yet others just
that's why I've got some lackluster XP. All in all, not too bad. If you just want to go for the end, you can do it probably like in 10 minutes. It's really not that bad. Yeah, so that's it. If you got any requests for a quest, you can leave a comment. And as always, if you've benefited from this guide or if you just enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in a different video. Bye.